What's up, you guys? So, in continuing the conversation with A Different World celebrating their 35th anniversary, I wanted to talk about another little known Black sitcom history fact. I recently shared a video about the other actress that was seriously considered for the role of Whitley Gilbert, but was ultimately not cast on the show. So if you missed that video, there's a link to that video in the top right hand corner of this video, and you can add it to your watch later queue. In Jasmine Guy's TV One UnSung, Debbie Allen, the former director of A Different World, revealed that when A Different World ended, Jasmine Guy was actually offered a spin-off show with Kadeem Hardison, Darryl Bell, and Cree Summer. But Jasmine Guy turned down the role, and we're going to get into the reason Jasmine Guy turned down the role in this video. But first, if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so that you don't miss an episode. So on Jasmine Guy's UnSung, Debbie Allen says in reference to Jasmine Guy, quote, "The network actually offered us another show, a spinoff with her. And we were going to take her and Dwayne Wayne and Ron and Cree Summers, the four of them, but she didn't want to play the character anymore." And then Jasmine Guy says, "We kind of milked Whitney and Dwayne like an old cow. I mean, we broke them up, we put them together. I didn't entertain doing it any longer, at least doing that part." And Debbie Allen said, "I said be careful. Be sure you know about this decision you're making, because you'll see it's not so easy to find another character that the world embraces like that." And the world definitely did and still is embracing the character of Whitley Gilbert and Dwayne Wayne and their love story. So much so that 35 years later, A Different World is still being celebrated. Jasmine Guy and Kadeem Hardison went on The Breakfast Club recently and called out NBC for the way and reason A Different World was taken off the air. There was no goodbye countdown, there was no fanfare from the network, and it seemed like the network didn't support the show the way they should have. And toward the final season, they may have used A Different World, the only Black show on their network, to compete with Martin, the Black show on the new Fox network. Jasmine Guy told The Breakfast Club, "I definitely took that personally. You ain't got but two Black shows, so you put us at the same time against each other. And what have we done to deserve this kind of disservice? You know, we're not competing with Martin. They come on at 8:30, we come on at 8. Why did you move us? That was a detriment." And according to reports, A Different World was number 2 in Nielsen ratings during its first season, which was in 1987 to 1988, landing between The Cosby Show at number 1 and Cheers at number 3. It continued to beat Cheers during its sophomore season, eventually falling just behind Cheers in its third season. Before the 1990 and 91 season, A Different World ranked higher than Bill Cosby Show, which fell from the top spot for the first time since the mid-80s. So A Different World was definitely holding its own in the ratings, whether it was placed at 8 or 8:30, and it seemed that NBC wanted to use that fact to put it up against Martin in 1992 and create a competition with Fox for the Black audience. So it stands to reason that if Jasmine Guy was being offered a spinoff at the same time that her original show, A Different World, was being disrespected and used to divide the Black television audience, then it might not have seemed like the most attractive offer. Jasmine Guy told The Breakfast Club, "I feel like we have the same audience. And so what do white people do? Divide. You got 2 hit shows, let's put them on at the same time. They don't do that to their own shows. So yes, I do feel like it was deliberate. I feel like it was racist. I know who was running NBC at that time, and I don't feel we were respected." So, although fans of A Different World would probably have loved to see a spinoff of the show and at least see the gender of the baby they were pregnant with, a spinoff show might not have been handled with care and respect by NBC executives. So what do you think about Jasmine Guy turning down A Different World spinoff? Leave a comment and share your thoughts. While we're all here, I also want to share another fun fact about A Different World spinoff that Bumper Robinson, who played the character Dorian Haywood, shared. Bumper told Vanity Fair, "We actually had a spinoff in place. There was an episode where the youngsters moved into a spot where Billy D. Williams was our landlord, and that was serving as an in-season pilot. which I thought would have been a really, really dope show. That didn't pan out though. And it's funny, even though I was a child when A Different World came on, I love the show and I actually remember that episode. It was the newer class of underclassmen, and it was a really deep episode that dealt with domestic violence. I had no idea that it was actually filmed as a pilot for a spinoff, but I can see it. Looking back, I can see it being a pilot because it kind of was a standalone episode. That's it for now. Thank you guys for watching and commenting and supporting this channel.